Stepped on the scene, dripped in saline. Whole crew shining, call me Mr. Clean. Came in from the back, walked right to the front. Dancing to the music, smoking on the. Got the women smiling, punk grilling me, looking all dusty. Black Force energy, I don't even drink, but the team pop bottles. Not here for the beef, but the Glock holds hollows. Think I'm cocky, but I think I'm worse. In this flexing like a Mr. Universe.
Topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros. TC explains why he didn't get the big names when he was with ESPN. Let's take a listen and then we'll react to it. So this is when he was on Hot 97, a very popular New York radio station.
If you on your Hot 97 every day, that's my word.
That's right. And you can check out this full interview on Hot 97. So let's listen to what TC had to say.
Like, why didn't you get the fight you needed and wanted until now?
Well, of course it was politics. You know, you got to understand when you with one promotion and another promotion company have all the top guys in the division, and you sign with another promotion that really too much don't do business with each other, they're not going to send one of their champions over to another promotional company to get their champion beat, and the other promotional company fighter don't have any ties with them. So it was a business move on, PBC side. I took it personal at first, but once I started realizing that it's not personal, it's business, because if that was my promotional company, they wouldn't do the same. But the only thing about that is, you know, it held me up for 5 years. You know, I couldn't get those big fights that I wanted, so I had to take what was given. Yeah, I felt like I beat some top names in the division, some good fighters, but at the same time, I couldn't get those marquee fights that everybody was calling for and that they wanted to see me in the ring with.
So you heard what Terence Crawford had to say. He said that, you know, it was a business and he took it personally at first, but now he understands that if Top Rank was in the same position, they wouldn't have given the fighters on PBC a chance. And so, that's why he wasn't able to get the marquee names. I'll turn over to you, G. What was your reaction to what TC had to say?
I mean, yeah, like he's explained this before. I could have sworn we spoke about this, you know, in the past, but just, I don't know, man. Listen, it's unfortunate, but yeah, I honestly think if TC was more of a loudmouth, sounds crazy, I think he would get the big fights, you know? And it's unfortunate that fighters have to become like spectacles of themselves, but it seems like the more and more these guys talk, the more opportunities they get, right? So, but TC's like such a like laid back, chilled guy that, you know, if you're the powers that be, in your mind, you're like, is it worth the risk? Like, because they're thinking, I pump in all of this money and I don't get the return back. So I don't know if it's even worth it, right? But if he's loud, boisterous, like if he's flashy, you know, if he stands out, people want to see him lose, you know? And I think that's the key to success is you need to have haters. If you don't have haters, then it's like, so TC,
haters are the key to success.
Yes, I'm telling you, man. So it's like TC was just so nice, or he's so laid back that he's not generating enough hate. And when you don't have hate, you don't really have eyes looking at you. So if you're invested in TC's career, you're like, yo, bro, I don't know if it's even worth trying to set up these big fights because I'm gonna lose money. That's how these guys are looking at it. They're like, how can I capitalize off of your talent? And if they feel like, you know, you're not doing what you need to do to get exposure, they're not going to take that chance, man. It's just unfortunate. That's just the nature of the beast, you know? So, like, I don't know. It's like, it's something you could blame Bob for it, you know, but it's like, hey, what if TC lost, right? While he was signed to Bob. Now, Bob has a guy who barely promotes himself, who was, you know, undefeated. Now it's defeated. You know what I mean? Like, what's he supposed to do with that? He just blew his investment right there. So, you know, it's one of those like, man, do I really want to risk it? You know, not every day we come across guys like Eddie Hearn that's willing to gamble like you know how he does with AJ. You know, and to be honest, that's a pretty decent gamble. You know,
it's always AJ, huh? It's always AJ.
I'm not even disrespecting AJ. I'm saying like the way that Eddie Hearn, right, is invested in AJ, right? That's like a beautiful thing. Like, I'm pretty sure TC wanted that from Bob. You know what I'm saying? Other fighters want that from their promoters. But promoters got to think like, hey, man, yeah, you may be skilled, but do you have the total package? At least AJ had like the total package. You know, the dude's handsome, articulate, whatever. You could sell that to the casuals, to the masses. But with a guy like TC who just stays quiet, stays to himself, doesn't really want to promote, it's kind of like, all right, TC's like, yo, I'm a boxer, yo. Like, all I do is beat guys up. You know, put me in the ring, I'm going to win. They're like, yeah, you could do that, but we don't know if we're going to make money. If I got to pay you X amount, I got to pay your opponent X amount. You know, I don't know how these ticket sales are going to do. It's just kind of iffy. Why don't you just, you know, fight one of these guys under our stable, and I can just pay these guys peanuts, and you get a decent salary, and everyone's good. But he's like, nah, I want to challenge myself. I want to fight the greats. The greats ain't on my team, bro. The greats are across the street. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get you there. Just wait. Walk with me. You know what I mean? So TC's like, damn, I've been walking with you for mad long. Like, what's going on? You know, it's just, again, it's just unfortunate, man. So that's why I'm like, I'm happy now that, you know, he kind of broke free from Top Rank. And now hopefully he's going to be an independent guy. He just beat Spence, dominated Spence. So then now it's only up from here, you know. But it just, he had, you know, just growing pains in boxing.
All right, TV.
I can't put all the blame on ESPN. Like, TC, you gotta take some accountability in how you operate yourself as a public figure. And yes, yeah, undisputed now. But years ago, when we were talking about this all the time, we would say first we started with Cross the Street, and then then Bob Arum disowned you, and then you're a free agent fighting on BLK Prime. Rest in peace, BLK Prime. But TC, it's like the evidence is there. Like you don't like. I want you as like you won. The discussion's over. You beat Spence. You beat him. You beat him without a doubt. Like there's no like, yo, Spence got you in the next fight. Unless Spence goes and he fights in a hyperbolic chamber, he gets right, and then now he's back and he just comes back with a vengeance. Like, yeah, you caught me because I was like, I took the fight too lightly. But TC, what I'm telling you, your moment is here. Like you could become a free agent. You could go like the Mayweather route now. Like, and like you're the name, you're the star people want to fight. And they have to pay you what you demand, but you have to generate that continuously. You can't take time off. You can't take no breaks. You can't just like treat boxing like I'm on vacation. I'm not fighting while I'm on vacation. No, you gotta be training. You gotta be doing a lot of things. You gotta be letting people know your name, and not a lot of people know your name. And after that fight against Spence, you woke a lot of people. You woke up the regular boxing face because I was knocking you, and you got my attention. I respect it, but I'm gonna say after this, there's heavy is the head who wears the crown. So don't take it lightly. Like every fighter you face, is just gonna come against you, and they're not gonna respect what you do. They saw what you did, but now you got to keep on. You got to keep on with that. And you can't just point the finger when things don't go your way because you're still right now you're number one pound for pound, so that means you the face of boxing. But how many people would not be like, yo, who's the face of boxing? Are they gonna say you? Are they gonna say Are they gonna say Canelo? Are they gonna say Anyway, are they gonna say somebody who was pound for pound like a couple years ago? Are they gonna say Usyk? Or are they gonna say Tyson? Some people might be like, Mike Tyson's pound for pound for boxing. He don't even box no more. Like some people don't like, you know, like you got re-engaged those who used to be casuals back into being casuals. So when you sit here and you say I didn't get the big fights because of so and so, things like that, it's like you're not holding yourself to promoting yourself as the star you are, because you are a star, but you got to play your part in the game. Like it's not just on the promoters to promote you; it's about you too. You got to show up. You got to sign gloves. You got to show up at the gyms. You got to do them interviews. You got to be on TV. You got to be on the radio. You got to be in commercials. You got to be all over the place because you're the star. That's what the star does. It shines. Right now, you got to show me you really shine. That's all.
Yeah, so G, you said something. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if I've ever heard TC say this before, but I know that we've said it before, and we've taken some heat for it. But to hear Terence Crawford say it, I think may hit differently for people who didn't understand before. And so to hear TC say that he took it personally until he realized that it's a business. And if it was Top Rank who had 3 of the 4 champions, they wouldn't have given the fighter from PBC the opportunity either. So for me, I think that's maturity kicking in with TC. And you brought up some things, Ned, like him going to BLK Prime and him doing all these other things. But I think eventually he came to the realization that he was going to have to acquiesce and give in and go fight on PBC, which is what we were saying from the jump, the leverage. And he goes on to say more, and we're going to listen to more in the later clips. But what I respect about TC in this interview, and even with the fight happening, is eventually he put his ego and his pride aside when he started to learn more about it. Like he could have still been like, nah, but I want everything, which it felt like at one point. But I think at some point what he realized was like, okay, I get it. You know, there's Top Rank, there's PBC, then there's me, the fighter, there's Earl Spence, the fighter, and I can make this happen if I just make certain concessions, and Spence can make this fight happen if he just makes certain concessions. And I think that's when he was willing to do those things to make the fight happen. But as far as everyone talking about like the across the street, why he couldn't get the fights, you know, he understands that PBC wasn't going to give their fighter away. And one of the things that he stated, which he did state, but not from his own mouth, it was in a lawsuit that he filed against Bob Arum, was he stated that he never had a marquee name at 147. He beat some good fighters at 147, but he never had any of the marquee names. He states it. And so when people say that his resume was weak, they were saying that because he couldn't get the champions that were with PBC. And I also think a profound thing that he said in this was he understands it now and he doesn't take it personally, but it did take away 5 years of his career. And I do feel like, yo, that's real. And I think that's where the fans got upset. And we're going to dive into that a little bit more. But I think that's where the fans got upset because you saw that there was this talented fighter not getting the opportunity. And I think that's when the heat, you know, build up. And that's when the tensions roll. So I don't think Dollar Bill's with us right now. So we're going to move on to the next segment. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, you can listen to our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.